Hey y'all, what's up, internet? This is the Stillfleet Studio. I'm gesturing at a bunch of screens floating in space. We make games, and we really make tabletop role playing games. I think we've made a card game and have a board game, so that one's kind of worked out. I know, Chris, you have ideas for other kinds of games, so who knows what we'll make? But we mostly
Who
make indie
knows?
tabletop RPGs. Yeah. I'm Wythe, and joined with me today, or everyone's going to introduce themselves. This is an informal stream to just make some announcements and remind everyone that we currently, as we're taping this June 18th, 2026, we're in the middle of probably not even at the halfway point of our big game jam. So we finally released licensing for all our games that we've worked on together and the system, the grid system. So we've built a system together, we've used it different ways, and we said, screw it, let's, basically give it away. We have the SRD, we have the licenses, commercial friendly third party, and it's fun. It's a really fun narrative, medium crunch, like adventure forward to me, but then you could actually do a lot of other things with it, which we've been talking about internally with all kinds of stuff. So yeah, this is a chat to kind of go ahead, Chris.
Well, I was just going to say, I think it's always player forward, whether you're running an adventure game or if it's more of kind of your narrative heavy story game or anything like that. Like player agency and choice is always going to be kind of at the forefront, especially with the wonderful grit mechanic we have in the system.
Oh,
But but really, it does lend it to a lot of flexibility. So yeah, you can go adventure forward, you can go, picaresque adventures, or it can be more emotional, dreamy dream time. Oh, weird! Those are two things that our studios put out into the world.
Boom, 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 boom.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Advertising.
So with that, why don't I hand it over? Why doesn't everyone? Chris? Do you want to take us off and then pass it to somebody else to sort of say hi?
Sure. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in or listening or watching. I'm not really sure how this is going to be put out into the world. But thanks for being here. My name is Chris Pickett. I am the creator of Danse Macabre medieval horror role playing. It is indeed a grit system game. It is historical fantasy, historical fiction with zombies and Cronenberg-esque mutations and questions around the legitimacy of faith and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. That's who I am. I like karaoke. Oh, that's also in Danse Macabre.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It really is a great game. Chris, do you want to pass it to somebody else to sort of do a quick intro?
Oh, popcorn, Tony.
Hey there, I'm Tony. I don't like karaoke. I am the creator of Blister Critters, the world's best Saturday morning cartoon TTRPG.
That's true.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise of all the myriad competition we have in that very niche market. I do a bunch of illustration work and layout work for the studio at large. I try to convince people I can write from time to time, and sometimes it works. I have a good time making games for and with these folks. I'm excited to jam on Gay's idea today. So I'm going to pass it over to Gay. Oh, Gay is silent.
Gay is muted.
Gay, I think you should just oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you mute?
Yeah.
Hi, I am Sunaree Paiwong. You can call me Kay. I have not created game yet, about to, but I'm the main operations and marketing for Stillfleet Studio. And then Ethan.
hello. My name is Ethan Gould. I often can be found wherever fine internets are sold as Ethan Gouldini. I am currently working on the Sometimes Kingdom, a late 20th century fantasy game or sort of we spin it. It's high fantasy, low status, as you are a freelancer with the questing network, going on magical quests for a very pathetically small amount of money in the magical realm of Season's Keep. I do art and dev and art direction with Stillfleet Studios, and I work in a bunch of other artistic mediums as well.
Cool. And that leaves me. I'm Wythe, and I write some games. And yeah, I'm currently really focused on Stillfleet 2. So we're taking the original sci-fi game and working on it, as well as, of course, working with Ethan on Sometimes Kingdom. And, really excited to basically take all these games in some new directions. So I hope to write some bits and pieces for all of them. Today, I'm excited to kind of hear some updates. I know we were talking a little last week or whenever about, kind of things people are working on this summer, sort of for the jam, even though we can't win because we don't roll that way. This is not a Potemkin jam. It's not a sham jam. It's a real jam.
Potemkin.
That's the next one that we should do.
Sham jam.
What's
Yeah.
the sham jam? Yeah.
So before I go any further, I should just post in the chat the link to the jam and tell everybody that we're really excited. We really just want to see what people have to do with the system, and we have already seen on our Discord, which I'll also pop a link to, lots of great ideas. So we have some guest judges, just to shout them out. Big thanks to everybody who agreed to guest judge. So Lauren Belanco runs 20-Sided Store, and Sam Sorensen, who's a game designer whom we know from New York, who's really a brilliant academic in addition to game designer. Artie Wells, who's a great AP player, and they've designed games as well. Kayla Dice is an amazing designer. We've had Kayla, I think, on Why We Roll a couple times, right, Chris?
Kayla's joined us on Why We Roll twice now, to talk about a couple of different games. One of my favorites being Transgender Deathmatch 2.
Legends, too.
Legends. Sorry, I forgot the Legends. Yeah,
Such a
Transgender Deathmatch Legends 2.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good. And, one of the only repeat guests, along with, of course, everyone here other than Sunaree, who we will someday convince to join us on our
And Will
house.
Savino.
And Will has been on many times. And finally, last but not least, Daniel Kwan, who's a big name and a really nice human, it turns out. So we're excited that we have guest judges. We are not going to win, but we are kind of making random stuff this summer because why not? In some ways, we're trying to fulfill as soon as we can Enter Nostalgiatron and Danse Macabre Medieval Horror Role-Playing, both of which are being printed. So in terms of a studio update, they're being printed and they're being shipped as soon as possible. We're paying extra to ship Nostalgiatron by air, so Danse Macabre we could not do that for, and it is not too late, so it'll get to backers pretty soon. Nostalgiatron was a little delayed due to printing, but we are printing it, we are shipping it, so that's really exciting. And in the meantime, really, we're just running this jam, whatever it's called.
Gam jam.
Gam jam.
Gam jam.
That's after Sham Jam and Potemkin Jam. We'll do Gam Jam. It's all legs.
The game Gam will be third up in the series, where all of your games have to be about legs in some way, shape, or form.
They have to be leg-shaped pieces of paper that we will supply.
Foot stuff is acceptable.
It's leg stuff is the new foot stuff, right, guys? I'm young.
Look at the games on that broad. That's Wythe.
That's exactly how I sound. Everyone knows this. So I thought I might pass it off to our director of marketing and operations, who is making her first game. If this seems time to do this.
Do we want to do the round table on what everybody's working on?
We'll come back to that. So before we pass it off to our director of marketing operations, who is designing her very first indie RPG,
Woohoo!
I'm so shy.
we will.
Well, that's why we're here, baby. We're the bridge to hold you up. We're the buttress to your cathedral. You're gonna have so many windows in your cathedral walls because we're here holding you up.
Gothic metaphors.
Yeah, baby.
Before we do that,
hate myself.
maybe we want to go around again and talk about anything sort of more specific about things we're working on. And I don't know if we want to use this as a chance to say things you're excited about or questions you have or just specific things you're currently working on. I'm happy to go first unless someone wants to sort of jump in. I know I called on Chris last time.
Why don't you kick us off?
Sure. So one thing that we want to do for Stillfleet 2 was really tie advancement to the sort of politics of the game world, but make it light enough where GMs don't have to read lore. And it could be, on one spread, you could see sort of different ideas and understand how these different factions or types of groups could relate to the advancement of the characters, which is a little like there's games that do things like this, like Heart and Spire use kind of checkboxes. and we were kind of inspired by those. But talking with this is mostly just really talking a lot with players and some of the other GMs to shout out like Ryan O'Connor, Jesse King, and Jennifer Mencken, who have been running games on our server for a long time of Stillfleet. We came up with the idea of eventually kind of worked it out where it's I think going to be similar to Stillfleet 1, where you do adventure, you gain a power. That's the main thing, right? You get a cool narrative new ability, kind of that anime moment of like I can do a thing now that I couldn't do before. In real life doesn't exactly work that way, but whatever. It's a mythic story. The difference is we're going to tie the lists, instead of having lists tied to class that are about kinds of things your class of Void Miner would learn, it's going to be tied to what you did in the story. So there'll be some sort of checkboxy, basically a contract with the GM where reporting back, instead of being an abstract moment that isn't tied to advancement, it will be your advancement moment, because you'll have to tell the GM what you tell the company and what social change, like what did you actually do on the world. And depending on what political thing you did, you get to pick from a different list of powers. And basically it's up to, the GM has discretion to say like, bro, you didn't do that thing. You didn't help those people. So you get to pick from you actually helped the company list again, because you can lie to the company, but you can't lie to yourself. So I think that's, we're trying to figure out, when I say we, I mean, there's mostly me, but I feel like I keep talking about it with players because I think people get the idea, and it's really a question of, okay, what does that look like? So it is really a writing task. So right now I've just been listing and relisting factions and trying to really keep them short and whittle them down. I mean, I'm really thinking to start maybe there's just 6. Funny enough, Chris McDowell is also working on a sci-fi game, and just posted a thing about factions. And as usual, I mean, he had some good points. He's a pretty smart game designer. And again, it just got me thinking about what information needs to be present when you describe quote unquote a faction, and in this instance how to tie it to those beats, as I know Vex calls them beats, like when you unlock something by checking a box, right? It's a beat, and then you get the power. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm happy to share that with the team when I have a draft, for sort of further thoughts. Anyone want to jump in with either thoughts on narrative advancement or the thing you're doing?
I can show off 1 or 2 things that I put together really briefly. Maybe some of the stuff that we're actively working on. I'll present my screen, and some behind-the-scenes wizard can hopefully make that.
I'll do my best.
We got magic.
It's pretty much what we're here
there's
for.
everyone.
Oh, Tony, no.
There we go. I fixed it. I hope it's fixed. So ULTRADELVE is a new grid system game that we've been working on in the background with a guest writer, Constantine Paradies. We're super excited about it. I've been specifically working on the illustration and layout work, and so we are very nearly final on both fronts. I figured I'd do a quick scroll through and kind of show off maybe some of my more favorite illustrations. But in ULTRADELVE, this is the very near future, say 4 or 5 years from now. But there is something called the Haze, where everybody has like a mass amnesia event for about 4 or 5 years. And everybody kind of wakes up to there being these massive alien structures strewn across various like cities and rural areas. And even though the world's collapsing, people still have to pay rent. And people quickly find out that if they delve into the structures and grab alien stuff out of them, they can sell them on the black market and pay rent that way.
Wait, the world's ending, but people still have to pay rent? What's that
Yes.
like? That's such a crazy
concept. So weird and foreign. That doesn't actually happen ever. So I like some of the collages that I put together that have like little bits of like world building and little governmental seals and stuff on them. I think this might be my favorite illustration that I did. It's just this baby with a big cone head.
The baby is real solid.
Yeah, I like.
Even though it's got a soft spot.
This was like the last thing added, where the writer, we had an extra page, and the writer and I were going back and forth about how much to gesture at the political economy in the game. I'm editing this, and the writer had suggested a bunch of things, none of which included any sense of government. And I was like, there has to be like the official alien control like letter or whatever. And I think Tony did a great job just taking very weird bullet-pointed thoughts in a Discord chat and turning it into this collage. So it was kind of fun to just see that jump to life. Very much graphic design, wizardry that I wish I was good enough to do.
I will stop here in a second so as to not. I like this guy's Spirit Across the Wall, and that'll be. I think that'll be the one that we stop on for here. So ULTRADELVE coming soon from the studio. Keep an eye out. And then very quick update. One of my entries for the jam is "You Are a Chair," which is actually a joke that Sunaree brought up during an internal call about wanting to make a game where you play as a chair. And I think the following weekend, I just carved out some time and I made a game where you play as a chair trying to find the perfect sitter. But it kind of has this fake deep message where sometimes you just have to accept that you can't choose your sitter and you just get stuck with whoever happens to sit on you. I found out when I posted it in the Discord that it's essentially just a fishing game, and that wasn't my intent. But I effectively made a differently flavored fishing mini game. So that'll be submitted at some
fishing
point.
For butts.
Yeah, fishing for
about
the
to
perfect
say,
butt.
you never know when the right butt is just around the corner.
Tony, is this a solo game? Is this for a party? Like how? Can you?
So it's a solo game. It's
Okay,
It's
sick.
more like a journaling game. I played it with my girlfriend, and each like round took like maybe 15 minutes, and it's just very goofy. You have the sitter sit on you, and then there's these list of tidbits that you can learn about them. So you can learn that they're an office manager who is kind of balancing you at an angle, and this month they're dealing with online cancellation. How does that make you feel? Do you want them to still sit on you? You can try to get them to leave, or if all those things are pleasing to you, you can try and get them to stay.
Do you want the butt of a sex pest scuffing up your leather?
Whoa.
If you do, you can use your powers to make that happen, or you can use your powers to make it not happen. So it's definitely intentionally goofy, definitely a little bit overworked. But I enjoyed the couple of rounds I got to play, and it'll be on the Grid System Game Jam very soon. So if there was ever a testament to the flexibility of the system and what you can pull out of it.
Yeah, you too can write the next 1,000-year-old vampire killer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Just for William Morris. Undead William Morris loves this game. Can you tell us how you use the system? Because I know this is fairly different, right? I admit I have not played through it yet, but I know that it's got like kind of its own thing going on. But what were the inspirations from the system? No judgment. I'm just curious. Doing a solo game.
In making it, there were points where I had people rolling dice to affect things, and the more I did that, I wanted it to feel like a lot of it was kind of out of your hands. So there was definitely a struggle to make it feel like a game where you couldn't actually do anything, because that's what a chair can do, is nothing, which ended up being kind of the meta point. But as far as it relates to, I guess, the system, I took out scores. Or I guess I flipped them, because when we did the dream time, you have aura and might. So you have like your brainy powers and then your physicality. And those are your two scores. I essentially tied scores and pool into being kind of the same thing here. So in normal grid system games, you have health and grit. That's your vitality and your energy. And then you have a series of scores or your stats like movement or combat or vibe or instinct, those kind of things. I essentially grabbed all that and smashed them into two score/pool things called aura and design. And you determine how high your aura is by rolling up a chair. So you can decide, as character creation, this is essentially like how you determine what class you get. So in the grid system games, there's usually some form of a class that determines a series of powers that you have access to and kind of changes your gameplay. So once you go through character creation, you roll up what you're made out of, the spirit in which you were made, what you were made for, how prickly or curved or massive your backing is, a bunch of silly adjective words. You come out with a chair of a specific design/class, And then each class has a set of powers that each power positively or negatively impacts different kinds of sitters. So if you have a sitter who is chipper, you can use your infectious importance to +2 the vibe. So sitters choose to stay or leave on your seat, depending on what level the vibe is at. So the whole point of the game is to chip away at the vibe or build up the vibe to get good sitters to leave or bad sitters, or good sitters to stay or bad sitters to leave. And so it checks most of the grid system boxes in terms of having classes, having powers, having some kind of fluctuating like pool, because as you do your powers, you're spending aura / grit, and eventually you're going to run out of aura. You only get so much to start with, and so eventually you run out of your aura / grit, and then you just return to being a chair that can't change who sits on you. You're just stuck with whoever happens to come next. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to be it's pretty different. But I think it's interesting you got there from thinking about our system to this kind of solo journaling game with no dice rolling, and But I see what you mean about there's a pool that goes up and down, so it's kind of like just grit in a way, and the chair is just like using its whatever its vibe.
It's chair aura. It's chair consciousness.
I'll have to play through it. I apologize that I know you dropped that a while ago, and it's just been a busy time.
You can put it for free RPG.
Yeah, we for free. Well, I think it is free, but yeah, we could publish it on the itch.
This is a part of our Stillfleet Studio actor network theory bundle.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
This is
we posit that all objects have agency.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
We could get there. It's not that far off.
Do we want to move to, just in the interest of time?
No, we can.
Do you want to do updates or Chris?
Yes.
Move on from UI chair.
Go on ahead, Ethan. I feel like that's a good transition.
Yes. Speaking of objects with agency, the Sometimes Kingdom. So the world of the Sometimes Kingdom takes place in a fantasy world, a realm, if you will, called Season's Keep, which is an increasingly a poorly kept secret, the sister world of Earth, or an alternative Earth. It is currently in game terms right on the cusp of being 1980 in player play right now. Though we're currently working on a series of zines, we just finished the first one, Monsoon, where you're sort of scouting out at the behest of the Questing Network, the sort of official body that adventurers register with. And Monsoon takes you to the island of No Seasons, where you're scouting out a mysterious object, SKZ, a magical artifact which can help you. There is a political fracas brewing on the islands between the King of Summer and a new political upstart, the King of Things, who has rallied all talking magical objects to his side. And so political lines in the sand are being drawn, and the spirit and agency of objects is very much on par with the game itself. However, in this one, it's less about whether a chair is trying to attract your butt or not, or whether it's if you can convince a chair to help you commit regicide. So that's a bit more of a different take on the lives of objects. With Season's Keep and the world of the Sometimes Kingdom, a lot of it's very much playing with the idea of uncanniness, and what it is like when you cannot suspect if something is alive or not. In the current zine series, the first antagonist up is going to be a living hurricane, and so you start asking the question: is weather a thing? Like, conceptually, what is a thing? How does magic work on operating things? And these questions come up a little bit. The zine that I'm currently working on it for is the next one in the series, which is going to be about the island of Springside, where it's always spring. And it also happens to be the place. What? I know, it's really out of pocket. It also happens to be the island where things come to life most easily. So you are navigating, politically what people will, in a little mini adventure at the end of it, how people are dealing with a living hurricane and whether that's something that even bothers them. They're used to stormy weather, living in spring forever. So currently right now, it's sort of been a really great process of taking some of the lore that already exists about the world and sort of now mechanicalizing it. I'm sort of on a really great jag right now of sort of thinking about lore as mechanics and sort of having lore only come up as mechanics, or when lore comes up, immediately diving into what the stats associated with that lore are, to sort of in the interest of space, but it is also starting to just sort of like, because I think we all will get off on lore tangents. It's a great why else design a game other than lore?
It's easy to do. It's easy to do.
Fun,
Yeah.
it's great, and
Yeah.
I mostly I kind of want to start pushing it like where sure there are some hard and fast things that just sort of are embedded in the world, but it's a lot of it is sort of like slinging it back to the players and like given what these stats mean and what the effects are. A lot of it is because it's a magical ecological world, so it's sometimes it's very turnkey in the sort of like the effects that you'll get if you're not wearing a certain thing, or socially if you practice a certain kind of magic that's very tied to the seasons. So the people that you meet or the things that you can do are sort of, the magic system is crazy. You can do anything that you want with it, basically, elegantly put together at different like steps of magic. But that said, there are going to be different reactions to what you do and how you dress and how you talk, depending on where you are. And I really wanted that sort of reflected in the game. So that's what I'm working on with Spring right now. I'm also working on a completely ridiculous game for the game jam itself, called Spaghetti Warehouse. It is about it is a gothic horror investigation where you're penetrating a abandoned fast casual family restaurant, within which a terrible food monster is starting to evoke reality.
I think
So
some
good.
of our younger viewers or listeners or whatever may not remember Spaghetti Warehouse and the beautiful, horrible truth that is the Spaghetti Warehouse.
all is Spaghetti Warehouse. I feel like I'm just carbonating myself making this one, but I can't.
Dude, that's the original Backrooms, is the Spaghetti Warehouse.
It is. Thank you. It is the most well lit Backrooms. It's like a Backrooms, but there's still people in it. That's the worst part.
It's so
like,
great.
So you've been to the Cheesecake Factory. Well, guess what?
Hey, that's nothing but a pale imitation.
Yeah, they stole the whole idea
of the Spaghetti Warehouse.
Ethan, I would be remiss not to point out that in addition to the second zine, so the first zine has all the rules, and the successive zines will be specific locations with adventures, but each will add new rules. So at least a new class, a new species, that kind of thing. Some monsters, new spell words. Spell words are great. I think it's also important to announce we have our actual play planned. So our big launch actual play for Sometimes Kingdom, with the actual print products now that they're shipping out to stores, you can get them, is July 12th and July 19th at 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. So at night. So if you're doing stuff during the day, whatever, come home, watch some silly fun AP, and we have some really great guests. So we have Rachel Cordell, whom we played Danse Macabre with, who's really fun.
She's great.
Nahara Nichelle, who's been like on Law and Order, like a real actor. And, Apollo Pearce, who's a really fun Irish voice actor and TTRPG performer, who's young and really funny. And we're just excited to have basically people play the game who seem really into cool, weird fantasy, and I think we'll make amazing characters. So very excited for our 2-part series. Ethan, you'll be jamming that, and excited to find out what madness in a world where everything is kind of alive and kind of magical to whatever level we get into.
Get ready for excitement around the legal code as it pertains to ambulatory magical objects.
Oh no, the legal code gained sentience.
Oh no.
And
Not
sapience.
Far off of the mark. Spoilers, God.
We shouldn't have put the legal code on the blockchain. With that, Chris, do you want to update us before we turn it over to
I would love to. Hey, speaking of blockchain, speaking of technology and arcane magics, which should never be touched by mortal hands. I'm working on a few things for the Game Jam. One is a new pilgrimage for Danse Macabre, which is called Holy Fools. I'm not going to say anything more about it because it's still in early days on that one, but I'm excited for it. I'm going to be introducing some new mechanics into the game, actually inspired by some of the conversations we've been having around social advancement, around narrative social advancement. So I'm going to be playing around a bit with that, a bit with some more, like trying to get a little bit more in depth with factions as well. So inspired by Ethan, inspired by Wythe, inspired by everybody else. And god dang, I hate living in Texas. There's ants everywhere.
This just in, ants everywhere.
Everywhere. Christ. Anyway. Yeah, so fun stuff coming up for Danse Macabre. So if you've played the game, new official pilgrimage that'll be dropping as a part of the game jam. And if you haven't played the game, it'll be a great chance to jump in and experience some really weird stuff because I've been watching too many horror movies and I have ideas.
Chris, you're running games of Danse Macabre on our Discord.
I am.
Right? So
yes.
People can jump in and check it out with the creator.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, actually this is just official as of today. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, specifically the mid cities of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, because hell has many circles to it, stop by Common Lands in Flower Mound, Texas, where on Wednesday, July 2nd, I'll be running Danse Macabre in person. We're going to be doing some one shots at Common Lands. So if you're in North Texas, you want to play the game, come through. You can look them up on DuckDuckGo or whatever search engine you like. That's not the big G. What else am I doing? What else is going on? Okay, yeah. Speaking of tech, speaking of all that kind of stuff. So the big game that I'm working on for the game jam, something that I've had in the back of my mind for a long time, is called THRALL. It actually has very little to do with tech on the surface because it is a just pure dumb sword and sorcery fantasy game, dungeon crawler, where you play a thrall to an evil wizard. The wizards are technocrats. That's the tech crossover there. So it's my chance to take a bite at people like Peter Thiel and Sam Altman and Elon Musk and all of these people who I think are going to be the end of humanity, while also making a dumb dungeon crawler at the same time. So THRALL is fun. It's you apply for a job, you get a job. There are 20 of them, which effectively act as playbooks. And then there's a bunch of different other stuff going on with it. You can be a homan, which is just a person. You can be a Sprigan, a drudge, a chimeran, or an etherling. You're all people, but you've all been genetically messed with by wizards. So you have different morphotypes that you can be. Spriggans, basically you have a living plant that's been implanted in your teenage body and now you're a teenager forever. That's my answer to elves. The drudge are bioengineered, fucked up little guys. Imagine goblins, kobolds, things like that. Mash them all together. They have tiny, dexterous hands made for tiny, dexterous labor. But that's why they exist in that world. Chimerans are half beast, big physical labor kind of thing. And then etherlings are basically just your AI. So there is AI in the world of THRALL. It's ethereal intelligence. So an etherling,
that's so much better than artificial. Yeah,
I know. I'm saying. So an etherling is an ethereal intelligence that's been crammed into a meat suit. So you're basically a meat robot. That is a supercomputer in your head. There's magic also inspired by sometimes Kingdom. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on. But if you want to play a game that is at its heart just a dumb excuse to explore dumb dungeons and make it political, but also have a lot of like goofy making fun of itself and making fun of the fantasy genre, then you should definitely check out THRALL once I finish writing it, I guess. Last but not least, the other thing I'm working on is a quick start for Danse Macabre. Wrapping that up right now. Many thanks to Tony and Wythe for helping me out on that. But we're going to have that released hopefully in time for Gen Con. So you can check that out for free on the website as well. That's it for me. I'm doing too much stuff.
Yeah. We all have a ton of stuff, but hopefully we'll have more Sometimes Kingdom and the DM Quick Start pretty soon. And LTO as well. So we have several projects
and
kind of
share games.
And shit, don't
forget.
Okay.
Our new flagship game. We're no longer the Stillfleet Studio. We're the charity studio.
Yeah. When it comes to THRALL, Chris, you had me at Meat Robot. I feel that's just all I needed to hear.
That's the other thing too with THRALL. There are some specific for the jam. There are some specific things I'm doing with the grit system. So for one thing, you don't have health. You only have grit. Suck it. Deal with it. Like
love it.
So it's
Why have
really
two things if you can do one? Yeah.
why have two when you can just have one? So it's meant to be a little bit more brutal, a little bit more OSR-y. Some of the themes from Danse Macabre that I explored, but like want to make goofy and a little bit lighter. Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
No, that's great. So, and I should say also, we have the Danse Macabre games regularly. We have the Sometimes Kingdom games regularly, and we have Stillfleet games regularly. We also have irregular games. So if anybody wants to play test your own games you're working on,
Yeah.
or if you want to play any of these games, you could probably just come on our Discord and be like, please, can I try THRALL or whatever? And I don't know, I'm not going to put Chris on the spot, but maybe there can be even a pre-play test or something. So I think it's a fun way to connect if you're interested in our system. Because we are not famous yet, so we're actually around, and we'll just answer you on Discord and say hi, or we'll try to.
I'll do my best.
We are friendly.
Yeah, and I won't speak for you. I will, but I suspect my friends will because they're nice.
Hell no. Don't ever message me on Discord. Because I'll probably forget. Sorry.
Should we turn it over to Sunaree to present her first design work, and maybe, I don't know if you, again, Sunaree, if you have questions or you just want to show off, do you want to take it away and tell us all about your game?
Can I put it on the stage?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, hello. just don't take me seriously.
All
right. I somehow, I never watch it, but I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
You love the concept of it?
It's really
the
funny.
abstract concept, yeah.
And so basically we moved to Philly, right? So, and basically I just want to make a game about my neighborhood, basically, like Paiwong, but now it's going to be always mysterious in Zoomieyunk. That's just what I call for. So there's a four little guys. I'm a sucker for cats, so that's pretty much it. So
I didn't know that about you.
oh
Yeah, only magical cats can help.
So yeah, I don't know how to ask because I'm like,
Well, can you
on the education level, I'm like at nursery right now about game design. So
well, can you give us maybe let's start out, because I haven't even heard this. Like, what's the pitch for the game? Like, what's the jam, if you will?
So basically, the mini town that we leave, that they leave. Hold on, let me find my Google Doc. Where is it? All right, this is the introduction. I'm gonna read it. In the quiet neighborhood of Zoomieyunk, cats keep disappearing. No one knows why. You are a cat who gained weird power after eating magical catnip.
Yes.
You ate, passed out, woke up, and soon realized you could perform amazing feats previously unavailable for feline kind. Hooray!
Hooray!
Hooray! Now you want to find out what's happening to all the cats in the Zoomieyunk. Are they even alive? All the humans in the neighborhood seem to be going about their life as normal, except for one thing: they never seem to leave this area. Is this because they have all they need, or they're afraid to leave? Only the magical cat can find out why. That's just my introduction.
Hell yeah. I love the idea of Paiwong being a neighborhood that you can just never physically leave. It's like you walk down to the end of the street and then you're just suddenly turned around, or like you're on the same corner every time.
Yeah, like in a JRPG, like if you leave town, you're either on the battle
Silent
map or
Hill.
you're at the front of town. Yeah.
Paiwong as Silent Hill is so funny.
So yeah, and I do have 4 dudes that I already named them. The would be the, what's it called? The player?
Like pre-gens. Do you want to show
Yeah.
them? Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
put this
sure.
up, please?
So here is the raw stuff.
Whoa, behind the scenes.
Yeah. So basically,
real gritty stuff.
we have grit and anxiety, basically, not health, but
Sweet.
anxiety. And I do have 4 power. It's both hit, per, and tense.
Or scores.
Oh, score, yeah. See, nursery. Cat 1, Rare Kitty 3000.
Why is the photo?
I found on internet. So it's like, this is the Persian cat, overweight, and so now every single cat has 2 power that's magical. So this guy can make thread that like you can grow much longer and thread them and make it to be like a rope or something.
That's disgusting.
Like a Spider-Man. But with
Yeah.
cat hair.
Ew. And obviously, you know how I'm like very obsessed about fart, and so I make fart ball. So this guy can eat glass nearby and then form a big ball of fart to float somewhere. Next one, black bean burrito.
Slide.
This is the best content we've ever made.
We're going viral, guys.
So this have 2 powers. Like big ear can like triple off the ear. You can hear things from afar, even underground, somewhere, somehow. I don't know yet. And another one that's just your favorite wallpaper. It's like you can disguise to be like kind of like, you know, like a invisible to the wall, basically like a gecko. Is it called gecko? Yeah.
Chameleon, yeah.
Chameleon, yeah. The next one, tuna canapé the third.
Slide.
This one can learn to mimic human language, but like by word, not sentence. Like, you know, like you have seen the meme, right? Or the social media that the cat just like, hello, like something like that. So this one can just learn how to say hello or hungry or whatever. Yeah. And another power would be
Fire.
Murder.
Murder. So the next one would be helicopter tail. So it's like this. My inspiration is from Doraemon. I don't know if everybody like.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So they do have helicopter. So I just make this tail to be like spin really really fast to make them fly, but limited flight, of course. They need to burn that grit to be able to fly either high or not high. And the last one, Chairman Meow. This one.
He's got a plan for us all.
This one has the third eye in the back of the head. So it's like like that eye can look through the wall or the ceiling or something. And another one is trampoline leg. So it's like you can bounce. This cat can bounce like very high, like up to 20 feet or even more, however long. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. And the idea, I just like fridge blaze, make dough, something like that. This one I will cut later. And I have not done the location yet, but I make a little map, basically just my neighborhood. Yeah, this is our house. And the shirt in front of our house.
Damn, dog, y'all are doxing yourselves with this so hard. If anybody knows,
It's not
It's not one. Yeah, it's more cramped up than this, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, basically, that's what I have got so far. And NPC, I just named it the grandma who hit the cat, Mrs. Boogie Whoop.
These names have to stay. Like these
Yeah.
This is locked in at this point.
Yeah.
And then just like another aggressive twin boys in the salon. But I have to create
Typhoon
more.
and Tornado that's good.
These are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you can put down.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, thanks for sharing that intro.
Yeah, just don't take me seriously. Yeah, it's like
No, that's fantastic, guy. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah,
It's
Gabe,
really
do you
funny.
have any questions? Anything you wanted to chat about, on stream with other designers?
That's us.
I don't know. I just don't even know how to ask. So I don't know. I'm like still nursery. Like luckily, I married to one of the best game designer. So I basically
Aw.
poke all the time, like, "Hey, how do you do this?" So yeah. But yesterday I had a question to Wythe. It just how do I assign the dice to each power? Is it called power?
The scores?
Oh
the
yeah,
scores?
score. Yeah. So
How
it's
do
like
you assign it?
I don't know. Like is it like supposed to be like limit for example 4 things limit like how many points or
Yeah, we typically in most of our games so far have like arrays that you can choose from, right? So it'll be like a list where you can do like, Danse Macabre, there's 4 scores, right? So it's D6, D6, D8, D10 is like your standard array, or you can do D4, D6, D8, D12 for the like min max, quote unquote, big air quotes array. So that's kind of how we've done it in the past, but it kind of feels like since you have the pre-gen characters, it might make more sense just to go ahead and set what it is, and then like maybe give people the option to like swap 1 or 2 scores or something like that if they want to like customize the character a bit. But I think the way that you have it set up where you already have the pre-gens, it's like you may as well just like give them their scores kind of based around what each one of them does or what their powers do, and then give people the option to switch it maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like Stillfleet, all the scores add up to 42, which there's 5 scores and you're a space marine. Whereas with Danse Macabre, there's 4 scores and you're a peasant.
It's always 30 is what it adds up to in Danse Macabre.
So we talked about that being between maybe 30 and 40 or even 28 and 40.
Yeah.
And with PICARO, we did the pre-gens, and I liked that because you can really just give it to someone at a con. They don't assign anything, and it's very specifically tied to that kind of archetype or whatever. So it feels like if you want a lighter game, then that's one way to go. So there's just even fewer player options. Obviously, like you said, Chris, you could swap stuff. And if you play more than once, you're like, okay, I get it. I can move scores around. But yeah, I mean, I do think if you wanted to make a super light game, which I take it, sooner you wanted to do, then you could just assign the scores.
I can also tell you how I'm doing it in THRALL, which is a little bit different. Because THRALL is all random. Every part of character creation. There's not even an option to make it not random. It's just you get what you get. So for THRALL, there are 5 scores in THRALL. There's vigor, agility, perception, reason, and aura. And basically for each one in turn, you're rolling a d6. So if you get a 1 through a 3, you have a d6 for that attribute or score. If you roll a 4 for a 5, you have a d8 in that score. And if you roll a 6, you have a 10 in that score. And then afterwards, you have the option to upgrade 2 of your scores by 1 die category by dropping another one. So there's a little bit of customization, but that's another like really in like play testing the character creation on my own. That's a really fast way to just be like, I've got a bad character, time to have fun. But it's a little different design goal, I think, between the 2 games.
Yeah, that's very OSR-y, like 3d6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But our version. So that's fun. Yeah, that's fun that you've made a version of that for the grid system, since we didn't really have that before. It was always assigning arrays. And then sometimes Kingdom also you're pretty powerful. So it's like Stillfleet. You're good at your job, as opposed to these games where you're a cat or
you suck or a cat.
You're a cat or a gig worker in a horrible magic economy, or a chair looking for the right butt.
I will say, Gay, I like that the cats are set up. People can just kind of take them. I guess I wonder, is part of the goal to offer a mode where people can like hand create a cat like in that if you had all of the powers that each of the cats, so there's 2 per, pun intended. So was there like a long list of powers you could choose from and pick 2 from them, and then come out with your own version of a cat, or that
It could even just be the ones that you already have written, because you have that list of
Right.
extra ones that you didn't finish out. But yeah, to Tony's point, if you just wanted to grab all the powers from the extant cats and then be like, make your own, figure it out.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
fine to like mix and match
Yeah.
for your own. Yeah.
And I feel
That's
like that
something
would be
that
like a page.
Yeah, it wouldn't take long, or it wouldn't be difficult if the powers already exist. You could even make
Right.
like a small table and just roll on it.
Yeah.
At that point too, it's something that I put together for future Blister Critters stuff for like playing as like dogs and cats, is giving each like breed its own specific power that seems relevant to that like breed of dog, and then have like a long list of basic dog powers. So like you when you play as this breed, you get this thing, and then there's like 20 other more generic dog powers that you can grab one from. That might be a fun way to imagine building, however in depth you want a character creation to be. Because I also think there's something to be said for having it be kind of, these are the 4 cats. The game is small. This is
Yeah,
what's
I mean-
here. It definitely presents different vibes at the
Yeah.
table, depending
Yeah.
on how much grit or time can be spent in character creation.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of it being like, if you're trying to go for a specific breed, then that's when a table of specific things, because I mean, based on the cat ownership that I've had, it's like, oh, you have a tuxedo cat, then you of course get your magical throwing up powers like that.
That's every cat I've ever had. Like that's
Just, I don't know, tuxedo cats for whatever reason have just been always the big horkers in my life.
Oh man, for me it's always dumb orange boys. They puke so much, man. God, it's crazy. I agree with Tony though. I like the 4 cats as they are. I think if you wanted to explore having the option for people to like extend play, like just a quick like paragraph to be like, here's what you do to make this happen. You can make your own cat this way.
Yeah, and I will say these are all, if we're talking about the game jam and it's a free thing, then also you could always
Right.
make a short version now. That's really, initially Gay wanted to do a 2-page, like a 1-page game, right, front back. So 1 sheet, 2 pages, and this grew to the point where maybe it'll be a little longer, but it's still pretty short. But there's no reason you couldn't later add more. So you could have pre-gens to start, and then later there's a character creation process, which again could be pretty simple. But to the point about breeds, like that could be through a table or just more pre-gens, right? You could just keep adding, because I know these were all based on different breeds of cat, so there's no reason you couldn't add 4 more. I mean, I forget how many there are, but there's at least 20 breeds of cats that some of which
There's got to be at least 20
Yes.
breeds of cat out there.
I mean, if it has a good feedback, I'll hire Wythe Marschall. Do you guys know this person to write more?
Sure, yeah, we can do a collab. Let me also just share real quick
I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, screw that guy. Let me share one thing I was working on for the Game Jam, which is a zine generator zine that I didn't finish all the ideas I had. I just did some pages that would actually be printable and then send it to you guys. But the last page of it was the back cover currently is the quick score generator. So I actually did this where all these arrays, 1 through 10, are all the same total number of points, just distributed across the dice differently, and then assigned them. So this was really more for me, like NPCs. You know what I mean? But if you wanted like a grunt versus an officer, a brigand, a con artist, a smart person, the witch, a cleric, the noble, like what kinds of scores would they have? And this is meant to represent like generic science fantasy game, but you could do this for like any game, right? You could have half a page table that just has a bunch of options. So I definitely think you could take a look at the other games and how we've used sort of scores to say someone like, the cleric is bad at combat and will always fail if not helped, but very good at will, right? So that's a pretty typical like fantasy game convention. And I've just been real into this meta thing of like, what are the things, like Tony, you and I were talking about OSR name titles, and I made this based on one by Sean Richer called Wandering Gargoyle Dungeon Forest, which is an actual zine you can buy. And I thought that was such a lovely name. That's what led to all this, was like, well, let me just like make a table of like all of the things I could think of that would make a name this good, maybe. So again, I think there's a lot of fun with the game jam, with just giving yourself like a simple constraint and gated these questions about like how to assign scores. I mean, I think a lot of it can just be borrowed from what we've already done. So if someone is new to the system, again, there's like free quick starts for everything, and this will be published free as well soon. And so there's tons of these resources that you could sort of take a look at if you're interested.
Wait, can you go back to that place generator page?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. What did I have? Title, outline. I actually don't have locations yet.
Oh, what was that?
It might
Yeah,
have
this
been
yeah. Oh, that's the
These are just
zine
titles,
title
yeah.
generator. Okay, so I rolled up Rageful Archmage Woodland Spike Pit, which I would
Sounds
play.
great. Yeah. That sounds like something you would buy, Chris.
It sounds like something I would buy in a fucking heartbeat.
So we can make that if you want. I mean, again, this is meant to be really silly, but also like I think these names are kind of great. Like the Curious Worm Things Orbital Saloon. Like, yeah.
Any of these could be like the names of Thrall adventures in my mind.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, we can again do a team up now that we have the whole team cooking. So
the Sleeping Nightmare Airship Canyon.
yeah, I hate that place. Oh, it's scary.
I hate that place.
Yeah,
So
I try to
scary.
think of- it's so scary. Let's see, zine. Oh, great. Some fast items for you. Yeah, and then and this is all stock art. I use stock art on purpose because I found that there is stock art, and then I was like, this will be fun.
It's in the spirit of zines, I think.
It's in the spirit of
yeah.
not having it be quote unquote good in the way that we, not to diminish any of these artists, but the way that we normally try to do art. So,
Sure,
again,
sure.
when we publish stuff with print, we will hire ourselves, right? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing that screen. Anything else? We're about out of time. Hey Vex, and apologies Vex for no more notifications. We just are bad at marketing our own stream, but this will be available on YouTube, of course.
Not getting notifications kind of dancing. Dragging us in our own chat.
Yeah. No, we should have Vex on too to talk game design again. Yeah, and thanks Sunaree. Thanks everyone. Thanks Sunaree for sharing your first game, Sneak Peek. We literally
Very
have
exciting.
a cat curled around our computers, pushing them slowly in his sleep, and it's very appropriate. It's very eldritch. It's very. Is he magical? No, he's just a dick.
He's magical in his own way.
He's magical in his own way. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own thing going on.
Oh, okay. Vex clarifies it's something to do with Twitch, but
oh, it's not our fault. Whew. Damn.
Any last fun thoughts again as reminders? If you're watching this and the Game Jam's still live, it goes through August 25th. It is judged. There's prizes. There's no fee to compete. Just upload stuff that relates to our systems, our games, and you can win some stuff, or at least have fun. And we're giving away a lot of games. We're not competing. We're just uploading stuff because making games is fun. That's kind of the whole point. We do have games of the Sometimes Kingdom, Stillfleet, and Danse Macabre currently running on the server. And if you want to play something else, just let us know. We have the Sometimes Kingdom AP starting July 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we're working on. We have new games coming out. Maybe not all the time, but with some regularity for
Lots of the time.
Yeah, lots of the time. Pretty often.
Lots of the time.
That's a thing, right?
Many of the times.
Many of the time.
Yeah, it's a countable thing. Time.
Can you tell?
Oh no, time gained sapience.
Spoilers, God.
I'll throw in there that the Discord has been pretty active with the start of the jam, so folks are in there yapping about games that they're making and showing off like previews and asking questions, and folks like Vex and other community members are quick to respond and give feedback, and it's been a really cool experience having folks that generate new ideas, adapt old ideas. The system is really flexible in that way. You can make chair games, you can make cat games. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening, and like Wythe said a couple of times, if you want to play test your crit system idea. We are actively trying to
Yeah, just
to
do
get
it.
that
Throw it
going.
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've played in a couple that I've really enjoyed, and so I want to help play test and help people build other ones. So please jump into the Discord. There should be a link that gets thrown into some chat, someplace, somewhere. I'm sure if you search Stillfleet Discord, you'll get some link from some weirdo somewhere who will link it up.
It is on our website, stillfleet.com. And then also, if you look at the Discord, Facebook, or YouTube chat, you'll see it here. If you're one of those perverts that watches us on Facebook, don't know what you're doing.
Hi,
Well,
friends.
Hi, thanks for watching. But yeah, no, to second that, yeah, please come join us in the Discord. It's a
To
really
clarify, there are places you can find the link, like the
Yes.
website, stillfleet.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, please join us in the Discord. It's a really great community. We've got stuff popping off all the time, plenty of games going on, and also just fun chats and lots of cat pictures. So come for the cats, stay for the politics.
The politics, yeah. All right, well, with that, thanks everyone. Thanks, team, for getting together kind of randomly to discuss what we're working on. I know we all have stuff going on, both game-wise and beyond, so it's always fun to just take some time to catch up. And I do appreciate Sunaree you sharing, as I know you were very terrified about this, but I do think you have something there. I think the game, obviously, people are going to love. So, keep a lookout for It's Always Mysterious in Zoomieyunk. The cat game coming soon. There's never been a cat game before. This is the first one.
Ever.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much. And if no one else has anything else, we're gonna close it down. And as usual, thanks Vex in the chat and anybody else tuning in. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Later.